Good day. Hello. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon. Welcome back to another Where They At Wednesday. And I'm Tay, founder of GoGo Glam, Tomorrow Mobile Notary, and your host for Where They At Wednesday. If you all don't know, and even if you do, Where They At Wednesday is a space where I take the time to talk to small business owners and entrepreneurs in my network. And today I have a guest, Solo the Don, who I met some months ago maybe at a small business expo in SF. He is a Bay Area native. I am really happy to have him on here. He's a really interesting guy, and I want you guys to get to know him too. Why is this light looking funny to me? Is that better? Hey, Bookie. Hello, everyone. It's supposed to start at noon, so I was just wanting to get this going. Also, while I'm here, you guys, tap in. I am going to celebrate Black History Month. Well, a day of Black History Month tomorrow night at UC Santa Cruz. There's a play, The Kink in My Hair, that's playing all this weekend, and I am going tomorrow night. I have an extra ticket, and I'm going to give it away. So if you are following me, if you are listening in to Where They At Wednesday today, DM me and let me know that you're interested. I have one ticket and I am giving it away. So DM me if you are interested in getting that ticket, and we can get the details together and I can get that to you. Thank you. I try not to look terrible. Thank you so much. I love you. I love her. Yes, I do. Yes, guys. So thank you guys for tuning in to another Where They At Wednesday. Also, one more announcement before our guest comes in. I will be at the Silicon Valley pop-up shop again this Sunday. This will be my first time back since November. So San Jose people, excuse me, my eye is itching. San Jose and South Bay and around, you curly hair people that are wanting to come and get some products for you. You know, here in the San Jose area, our resources are slim pickings, and I am a option for you to get your braiding hair, your styling products, your hair care stuff, and all that stuff. So I will be there from 11 to 4 on Sunday, and DM me if you want that ticket. And yeah, ooh, our guest came in again for Where They At Wednesday. This is Solo the Don. I'm really happy to chop it up with him and introduce him to you guys. So thank you so much. I'll be adding him in.
Hey,
Hi,
fine.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, just living life, relaxing, but relaxing today. I'm chill. I
Good.
can't complain.
Chill is important. I
We,
think that we get too wrapped up in feeling like we have to go, that we don't allow anything to happen. We don't allow ourselves to rest. We don't allow ourselves to recoup, and we don't allow ourselves to receive anything. So I'm glad that you're taking a rest day and that you decided to join me today too.
oh yeah, I had to. I love talking to just different creative minds and business people that think alike. So
Hmm.
I'm all in. Let's chop it up. Let's get to it.
Yeah. So I'm again, I introduced you. You are Solo the Don.
Yes, I am the bald head guru. You know what I'm saying?
Carvel McGillicuddy. I'm just playing.
You said what?
Also known as Carvel McGillicuddy.
Uh, funny.
I like making up names, but you are a man of many names. I tapped into a couple of your podcasts.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You have many names.
Yeah. It started off as kind of just a joke, and then I kept it going and going and going, and then I was just like, oh, this is kind of cool. And when I usually say my names before I interview, my guests, a lot of times my guests are nervous. It may be their first podcast. And when I do it, they're really like, oh, they start to laugh and chuckle and, open up more. So it just became a thing. And, I love it.
I mean, how could they not relax on their auntie's favorite podcast, right?
Shout out to aunties, you know what I'm saying? We just try to make it a little easier. Oh, then I'm your favorite then. We good. We good.
I'm an auntie out here.
We are good.
So tell me about this podcast. Tell us about this podcast. I know I met you at a small business expo, and I came over, hi, I want to meet you guys. And then we started to talk. So why don't you share a little bit about your podcast, kind of what the direction you're going and the inspiration for that was.
Okay. Well, it's called Can't Be Trusted Podcast. The point of the podcast is to help promote young creative individuals like yourself, and just showcase their talents to the world. And the reason it's called Can't Be Trusted is that we talk about things that can't be trusted in the industry. So if you're a musician, what types of music business tactics can't be trusted? If you're a painter, what type of painting tactics can't be trusted? Anything from the creative realm, we talk about things that can't be trusted, because I want to help out people realize that this shit isn't sweet. Like, it's a lot of bad things that are happening, a lot of mistakes you're going to make, a lot of L's you're going to take. So if we, come together and everybody shares their issues and ways to overcome them, it'll make the road slightly smoother. You're going to have bumps in the road. That's just, that's how the marathon goes. But
it's a put you up on game podcast. It's like, if you're going to participate in this, be in it. But these are some things to pay attention to as you're on your journey. So that way you know how to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge as much as you can.
Exactly.
And I like that you are also providing solutions. I think also one of the issues that we have, along with not resting enough and not allowing ourselves to allow, is being too problem oriented with no solution. We can go in circles about all the things we see wrong, but then all we'll gather is things that we see wrong and no solution.
True.
Thank you, Corinne. I appreciate that. Queen Cali Curls, I actually really want to connect you guys. I think that will be a good,
definitely, we can make that happen.
I've already sent your information. Don't worry about
it. We can make that happen. Definitely. Always looking to connect. So I love talking about the nitty gritty and the issues and coming up with ways to just improve, the creative community, because everybody has a talent, and there's somebody in this world who can help you out. And even if you just take one piece of advice, even if it's not your craft, but you kind of apply it to what you do, it can help. And people have come to me for help, and I love giving advice about just how to start a podcast, or just certain things in the music industry that I can pass on to other people, or the art industry, or whatever type of industry. Like, you could be of service to somebody in any way.
So you've mentioned music a couple of times. Are you a musician or involved in music in any way?
No, I just love music.
You just love music.
Yeah, I have a lot of rapper singing friends, and I just grew up around a lot of old school soulful music. I'm an R&B. I love R&B. You know what I'm saying? I love hip hop too. Big hip hop fan, but I love R&B. I love the oldies. Usually when I wake up in the morning, my thing is I don't play hip hop before 12 p.m. So I'm usually listening to Isley Brothers and Frankie Beverly, Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind and Fire, like just the old school stuff that just makes you feel good.
To ease you into a groove.
Exactly. And then I can turn it up a little bit once I get to that.
Vibe in the morning, turn up in the afternoon.
Exactly. But I usually interview a lot of musicians, because there's a lot of musicians who are trying to just get exposure, whether it's just press or tour runs, or just they've never been on a podcast and they just want maybe want to get some new fans and get their story out. So love music, but I'm always trying to diversify, just interview other creatives. But there's a lot of musicians out there, so definitely.
There are, absolutely. And I see here also that your podcast just had a life anniversary in December. You got a Sagittarius podcast.
I do. That's it's crazy. It's been 4 years, December 4th. It happened really just randomly. Like I was gonna start the podcast in 2017, but I just kind of kept putting it off and putting it off. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna find a studio this week. I have a guest I have in mind. Now I just need to find the day. And once I put it out, the rest was history. I just started using my friends, the people I knew, and then people start reaching out to me and trying to get on the show. Like, you know, people I've never heard before. And I was like, wow, like this is going places. It's gonna be a long road, but you know, we going places.
Absolutely. I mean, it's kind of the same thing here with Where They At Wednesday. I started doing this in 2020 this way.
Okay.
But before that, I would just like post my friends' businesses on Wednesdays.
All right, that's
And
cool.
and you know, I mean, because I'm a community person too. That's something that you and I immediately had in common. Like just sharing us. You know, it's our responsibility to share each other. You know, a lot of the time people only give a review or express their experience with something when it's bad, when they haven't had the best experience, but they've had many other good experiences. And I think that it's also important for people to be able to see the person behind the page. So often we'll share a page or we'll post a page, and you know, 15 seconds of pages, you know, over and over, anything bombarded with a bunch of pages, but to be able to talk to the person behind the page, see the mind behind the post, I think that that's impactful as well.
Definitely. And it really all started with, I want to shout out my boy, Chris Haynes. He has a platform he started when I used to live in LA. We went to college together at Cal State LA. He started a platform called Black Solutions. So, and that was, I actually will connect you with that as well. And we would just promote positivity within the Black community. So we just highlight like Black-owned businesses and just Black people just doing good things, because it's a lot of negative stuff in the media. So I would just write the book. He started the blog, and I was like, yeah, man, I'll definitely help you out. So I started interviewing just a lot of Black-owned businesses and giving them press. And then we started doing interviews on YouTube, and you know, interviewing like up-and-coming Black actors and musicians and just people doing a lot of work in the community. So that kind of just started my interest for like the creative community. And me, I like to just, my podcast, we keep it a little bit more raw and uncut and everything. So that I always wanted to do my own thing, but the Black Solutions is where I, you know, kind of helped me with the foundation of just, you know, putting on our people, because you know, we all we got.
We all we got. And honestly, we all we need, for real.
Yeah.
If we focus on it, we're all we need. I think I mean, because everybody else needs us too, more than they'll say. But we need us. Absolutely.
We do.
And your auntie's favorite podcast. That's been killing me. I was like, I wonder if my nephews and them.
It's funny because I got that from what's the rapper name or producer Don Cannon and DJ Drama, when he used to be like, oh, this is your wifey's favorite mixtape back in the day. And so I thought that was funny. And then I was like, oh yeah, your auntie's favorite podcast. I'm like, okay. And then it kind of stuck with me, and then, you know, got it going.
Yeah, I love it, because I'm a total auntie. I am an auntie. Me and my homegirls had a little mock photo shoot that we'll never show anybody. And there's this group picture that we took. I was like, look at us looking like Destiny's aunties. This ain't cool. Shout out to the aunties. I love it.
Love them.
The sleepy auntie, the drunk auntie, the supportive auntie.
The bougie auntie, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all that.
Shout out to the aunties. So were there, when you were thinking of starting this podcast, were there any other ways of doing what you do that you were considering before you decided to go this route?
Well, I was always into sports. That was my thing. I wanted to be like, I don't idolize people, but I kind of saw myself like, man, I want to be like Stuart Scott. Like, I want to be on ESPN, SportsCenter, Fox, CBS. Like, I want to be an announcer. That's originally when I went into journalism. That's what I majored in college, broadcast journalism. I wanted to be into sports. So I wanted to be the next big sports writer or broadcast journalist. And it was hard. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard for me to get internships. You know, I've been around sports my whole life. I ran track in college. It was hard. So Once I realized like that was going to be a tough road, I just kind of said, okay, well, I'm going to do my own thing. And shout out to my boy Chris, the one who started Black Solutions. Before he started that, he started a sports blog, and I used to write for the sports blog. So just getting my opinions out, doing here and that. And that's when I realized, okay, like I'm good at this, but there's still more that I could, I know there's more I can do. And then I kind of started getting away from sports a little bit. I don't watch it as much as I used to do. And once I started just going overall in the creative community, that's when I was like, okay, like interviewing radio hosts. Like I always wanted to do that. That was always my like goal in life, is to be like one of the best radio TV show interviewers like ever. Like I used to dream being on like 106 KML in the Bay, and being like Sway and everything like that. That's what I wanted to be. So once I seen podcasting come up, I was like, okay, yeah, this is my time to shine. And
were there some things that you kind of took from those people that helped you become a good interviewer?
definitely. Sway being from Oakland, you know what I'm saying? He's just a really cool guy. So I just always wanted to be really just relaxed, have fun. Like I always tell my guests, like, you can cuss on the show. They be like, oh, can we cuss? I'm like, yes, like be yourself. Like talking to me like you talking to your homie or something like that. Right? I mean, you're responsible for what you say, like, you know what I'm saying? You're a representation of yourself, but we just relax and we kicking it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this to be, don't give me no Hollywood BS answers or try to be It's like chill, relax. Like
PC and pity pat around it. We're here to have a discussion. I want people
exactly. I want people to keep it real, and people share a lot of personal things with me that they've never really talked about on the real life, in person. So the fact that they're able to come on my show and express themselves and trust me and share their expressions and their career is lovely. Yeah. Lovely.
Where can people find your podcast? I know you have a link tree in there, but go ahead and shout out some of the platforms where they can listen to your previous ones and tune in for future ones.
Okay, the most popular one is Apple Podcasts. If you have an iPhone or a MacBook, Apple Podcasts, Can Be Trusted Podcast, SoundCloud. Always got to show love to SoundCloud because that's a lot of up and comers on SoundCloud. I'm on Stitcher. And I'm on Overcast and Google Play. They might have taken it off of Google Play, but those 4 for sure. So I'm working on some YouTube stuff right now. That's the next realm I'm going into, is people kind of want to see my face. I like to just hear my voice, and I'm a really big listener, but I guess I gotta show my face more now. So I'm looking to get on YouTube and do some other stuff and really just, take over.
Well, I follow your YouTube channel already from my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, and see, I don't really have much content on there.
I know it's like 2.5 videos.
I ain't got too much stuff. I was supposed to do some stuff,
but I'm in position. So when it's there,
when you subscribe and it pops up, you be like, okay, finally, like, you know what I'm saying? But, I was supposed to do some YouTube stuff like a couple years ago, and it never really worked out. But timing is everything. It just it wasn't meant to be. So eventually it'll come up in there, and it'll be great. So I got some dope stuff I'm working on.
But that's all right. SoundCloud is Old Faithful. I have it right here. I will be sharing this on YouTube, and I will send you the link and the video for you to do whatever you'd like to do.
I will definitely post this. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is your ideal guest? Like I know, because we can say, oh, anybody who does this, but sometimes there's a fit. What is the ideal guest that would fit your platform?
Usually I was trying to find people that have a good and decent, I would say, following. Like, just, you don't need to be verified or anything, but like, a lot of people are going to check your work out. Your family, your friends, or whatever, your circles is really going to share your work. And people that like to talk, because that makes it easier for me if you're talking and we can go back and forth and maybe have a little debate and laugh, and you know what I'm saying, and you can really tell stories in detail. That's what I look for. So a lot of people reach out to me, but I'm always doing my research on like, okay, who will be a really good guest? Who's somebody who can really, open my eyes up a little bit and challenge me and put me on, and you know what I'm saying? And if I know like, okay, I'm talking to you, like, oh man, I could probably hang out with this person outside of this, like, and I know they'll probably be a great guest. And I've had a lot of big surprises where I was like, we'll see how this goes. And wow, this episode turned out really great.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's all about trial and error. You never know what you're gonna get and how people are feeling that day, but
Right.
that's what I'm looking for. People who like to talk and have a decent following.
Yeah. It's difficult to interview or even just converse with someone who you'll ask questions and they're just like one worders or dry or feel like they're holding back, and it just
Yeah.
makes for a okay, well thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah. I want my episodes to be at least like 40 minutes to an hour long, just so
Right.
I know, like, we're really chopping it up. I don't want to seem like I'm just asking hella questions and you're just like,
Yeah.
yes, no, yeah. I want people to talk. I want to laugh. I want to really get to know you, like, because a lot of these people I'm meeting for the first time. So this is your introduction to me and my introduction to you. So, what I mean, just give me the
And
best version of yourself.
you to everyone else who is tuning in and who will
Exactly.
tune in. It's important. Like, it defeats the purpose if you're not gonna talk to me.
Exactly. You need people who can talk. You got to chop it up. You got to talk.
It defeats the purpose if you're not gonna talk to me, sugar. Now open up your lips.
You feel me?
Oh.
You feel me? You feel me? Yeah.
So you are I met you in the Bay Area. You're originally from the Bay Area, right?
Yeah, Oakland, born and raised. Yeah.
And outside of this, or including this, what else do you have going on? Where else can we see Solo the Don?
Can you repeat that one more time? I had a call coming in. I had to.
No worries.
Yeah.
Including this,
Yeah.
where else can we see you? What else do you have going on? Where can we see you?
Man, I'm all over, but I'm tucked. It's weird. I'm obviously doing a podcast. I'm expanding that. I'm back and forth. A lot of people don't know, but I ended up moving out of the Bay Area. I live in Las Vegas now. Got another opportunity out there. So I'm going to be going back and forth from Las Vegas and LA because I'm working on a new show. So be back and forth from there. Yeah. So I'm working on a new show. And I'm looking to just start traveling more and just connecting with people all over the world, really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is now I'm entering my 30s this year. I'll be 30 later this year. So I want to just
welcome.
Thank you. And I'm excited, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited because age brings more knowledge and wisdom, and you know what I'm saying? I'm just looking to just get my mind, physical. I'm trying to get better mentally, physically, and financially. So I'm looking to start traveling and getting these passport stamps and just working on new content. I love just providing new content, putting people on, networking. So I'm really basically based on the West Coast. I will be back to the Bay Area very soon, maybe later this year. Though I'm still working on some stuff, but I got a lot of ties in LA, a lot of stuff I need to finish up there too. But I'm just looking to connect. So I'm out here in Sin City. I'm in Sin City right now. It's different, but
yeah, that desert is a little different. Speaking of connecting, it looks like my girl Queen Cali Curls that I was talking about earlier, she's referring Powerball Irish to us, and he has a show also. So yeah, so we'll be connected. We'll be sending some stuff back and forth.
Definitely.
Speaking of coming into blossoming into your 30s.
I'm excited. You know, my 20s.
I remember when I was 28 and all my friends were panicking.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't. I felt like I'm so glad these 20s are over.
Yeah.
Like I knew that my 30s would be three things: a lot of change, a lot of work, and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm 8.5 years into these 30s now, and it has definitely been and is continuing to be that. Like I am better than I've ever been inside myself, like mentally and emotionally, and just as far as me being more solid as a person.
Yeah.
Just the development, the addressing some stuff, and being in a place, because we were talking about timing, being in a place to be able to receive the lessons that I've received and to make the adjustments that I've been able to make. And then you meet people in their 40s and their 50s and like, if you think that's something, there's more. So,
Yeah.
yeah, 30s are going to be a good time for you. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Just a lot of growth. You know, took a lot of wins and losses in my 20s, and that just comes with trial and
That's
error.
experience.
Yeah,
It's just
that's my life. It's just trial and error. You know what I'm saying? If it didn't work out, and you know what I'm saying, I appreciate everybody who just helped me on the journey, even if people I don't talk to anymore or anything like that. It's just trial and error. So it's a new decade coming up, and I'm excited. I'm
yeah.
growth.
I'm excited for you because I'm telling you, like, I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't go back. People are like, if you could go back to what age, what would it be? And I'd be like, none of them. Them shits is over.
Yeah, you know, it is what
For
it
a
is.
reason.
It
And
is
they
what it
help
is.
who I am. And right now is building who I'm becoming. So yeah, nah. It's a beautiful thing. If you could base what you're doing, if you could sum it up into like a few words that that would be your core values that are the foundation for what you're doing and where you're going, what would those be?
Core values. Ooh. Um, my core values. I would say, what did I do? Can you be trusted?
And that is to be proven.
Can you be trusted?
Well, what makes someone trust someone or something trustworthy to you?
With me, it's loyalty, respect, and communication. That's what
Uh-huh.
I based on that. So, you know, everybody has a part to play, especially in this creative journey, in this creative world, and you know, anything you any type of energy you put out, that's what you're gonna receive. So, with me, I preach positivity, and I'm trying to put on for my people. So I love just, you know, you always see me, I'm reposting people's stuff and, you know, connecting people. Even if, you know, you need a videographer, you need a producer, you need this, like,
Right.
I'm pretty sure I know somebody or somebody who could put you in a position to succeed. So we all just got to use each other
Yeah.
and trust and build the community. And like I said, we got. So
Mm-hmm.
if
And
you
that's
can
the
be
point of a network. Everybody knows somebody who knows somebody. Everyone knows someone who knows something.
exactly.
Oh, that's absolutely that's the same thing I be doing down here in the South Bay. I didn't
Yeah.
even realize I was low key the plug until
Yeah, you don't realize until
hey, I hear that you're the person to contact if I want to know where there are Black people that do stuff. And I'm like, well, kind of, yeah, I guess. I mean,
you have a lot of power. You have a lot of power. You have a lot of power. So, like I said, it's just all about connecting people to get where you want to go. And like I said, with me, it just when I first found my own studio, I was trying to record in LA, and it was like, oh, let me just hit up this person that I went to school with, bam. And then once I started connecting the dots, like, oh, you know, this person, this person, this person, and then it's just my network just increased
yeah,
monthly, and then now it's like, damn, I know so many people, and now I can go here, tap in with this person. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm really connected on the West Coast. Now I'm just trying to expand East Coast, South, Midwest, and then we're gonna go worldwide with it.
I can dig it. Corinne said, you are the plug tag. Have you, okay, so something that you just said reminded me of, I like documentaries and I like to read
Oh
and
yeah,
things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Do you know who Clarence Avant is?
Clarence Avon. No, I don't. I don't think so.
Okay. So when you get a moment,
Okay.
there's a documentary of him on the Netflix called The Black Godfather.
Okay.
Take a look at that.
Okay.
He is the guy that all the guys go to, like somebody that you're like, they're the guy. Those guys, he's the guy for them.
Okay.
Like the guy that all the guys go to.
Okay. I'm gonna check
But
that out.
you said reminded me of something that he said. There was an issue with some stuff and he made a couple of calls and he was like, I don't have problems, I have friends.
Hmm.
So if there was any obstacles, he's like, it's not a problem because everybody, I know people.
Yeah.
And I have more than just knowing people. I have a relationship with people. I have a rapport with people. You know what I mean? I have a reputation that allows me to be able to make a call and get something taken care of. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Get some avenue, get a connection through a connection. So when we talk about networking, I think that sometimes there are people who are just naturally good at it, who'll go
Yeah.
up and it'll stay connected. And then there are some people who need a little bit of assistance. Um, Most of the time it's because they're not really trusting of others. But when we have walls up, it not only keeps bad stuff out, but it keeps good stuff out too.
Yeah.
It keeps good people out. It keeps good connections out. And it keeps people from considering you when it's time to connect for things.
Yeah.
So I really, really value the social capital that we have here,
Yeah.
that we're developing and reaching for, and others that value it. People like yourself. That is, you know, it's all about social capital. You know, for him to say the things that particular thing really stuck out to me. There are plenty, but that thing, he's like, oh, I don't have friends. I mean, I don't have problems. I have friends.
Hmm.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a lot of power.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna check that
Yeah.
out. I'm definitely gonna
Yeah.
check that out.
It's a good one. That one I watched after I watched Quincy,
Okay.
the Quincy Jones one.
Yeah, yeah.
That guy's been involved in so much music, it's insane.
Yeah, a lot. He's a legend for sure.
A lot.
Yeah.
But Clarence Avant is his go-to,
Oh.
and so many others.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, check that out. Good
I,
stuff.
I will. I will. I will. Thank you for that.
Good stuff. What are some other influences for the direction that you're going and for continuing your podcast and staying on track with connecting with others?
Influences to just always be I love to be a light. That's the biggest thing. That's probably the biggest thing I loved. What I learned in 2021 is just being a light, and I'm always just staying motivated too. So, like like I tell you before, I don't like to idolize people, but I have like a few noteworthy like celebrities that just always keep me motivated. So like I always post. I'm starting to post like motivational quotes on my page, and just make sure to remind people to just stay focused, focus on your craft, surround yourself around the right people, keep your circle small like I do. Um, but yeah, I keep a lot of motivation. I listen to a lot of Nipsey Hussle interviews and music. Floyd Mayweather is definitely another big motivational factor in my life. And Kobe Bryant. That's my favorite athlete. So it's just working hard and staying at your craft and always just, remembering the community needs you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have play a small part has a great big difference. So
Yeah. Because everyone has a sphere of influence, and I appreciate that you're using yours.
yeah.
So a lot of the time, people that have the passion that you have about others and the community and being a light and being the change we want to see, people will ask, I know for me, it's difficult when people are like, well, how can I help you? And I'll be like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't think about that. What is it about what you do that feeds you personally?
That it feeds me personally. Really when people just shout me out randomly or be like, hey, I listened to your podcast, like, wow, I really like this artist, or I really like this creative, like I listen to their music now, or I bought their merch. I'm like, damn, I did that. Like I was the connection, I was the plug really. And that gets me going, and seeing people that I've never even met in my life support me and be like, yeah, I subscribed and I told this person about it, and I'm just like, oh, anything you need, like, okay, these are the connections I need that are going to help me take it to the next level. So when I notice like strangers or like people I've never met in my life or seen, or maybe only on social media, show me love, then that's when I knew, like, okay, that keeps me going. That's when I know,
like that feels good. I'm
that feels
not doing something for nothing.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that feels great. That's an
Hmm.
amazing feeling.
That's a beautiful thing. I agree. Um, that's one of the things that helps me as a small business owner and entrepreneur. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing a lot and I need something to pour back into me.
Yeah.
And but I don't really know how to do that. But then I take the time out to do these, and talking to all of you keeps me encouraged for my stuff. It seems like not connected because I'm talking to you guys about your stuff
Yeah.
and I'm listening to your passion and your direction and your industry and what
Hmm.
you're doing and your thoughts. But there's something about that that's like, yeah, we out here. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
feel something that just energizes me. Like, I feel more productive after I hear all of the things that you all are doing and are passionate about. Um, and I think that we need that. It's a way of being helpers one to another.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I get
I mean, all
excited.
this is energy anyway, right? So it's
Yeah,
an exchange of energy.
yeah, I get excited when people drop new music or drop new
Mhm.
short film. I'm like, man, let's go. Like I'm down. I get to know people I've never met in my life. Really, and I get excited because then I become fans, and then when I become fans, then I become invested, and I'm like, I'm gonna put you on. Like, I'm really gonna help you because like I feel like I have a good eye for talent, so I really notice people. And then when people are like, "Oh, you really? How'd you find this person?" I'm like, "Man, I don't know. I feel like I just have a gift where I could just find people and be like, oh, that person's pretty cool." Like, I'm like, "Yeah, I did that. I know. Like, I have that eye." I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to simmer in that for a
yeah.
second. I think it's important. Now for I know you're on all those different platforms. Do you also are any of those subscription based? How are you funding your podcast?
Um, they're all subscription based, but I'm in the point of where now I'm like, okay, I have a pretty good following. I don't have a huge following, but I have a loyal following.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to monetize, so working on merchandise right now. uh Probably gonna redo the website, working on the new website, the YouTube
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So now I feel like, okay, people know who I am. I'm not super popular, but I know I'm gonna get there, and it's just
Yeah.
I have a unique platform that people like the idea, and even when they hear the name they ask me questions like, "Oh, why'd you call it Can't Be Trusted?" And when I tell them, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then when you hear me talking, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's doing his
Mm-hmm.
thing. So now it's all about just getting my product out there physically, so merchandise, and for people to see me on YouTube. So I
Yep.
told you before, working on a new show that I'm gonna be filming soon this year, and merchandise, so people can see the merch and be like, oh, what's
Yeah.
that? What's that mean? And then you
The
know
brand recognition.
exactly.
Brand recognition. It's
Mhm.
really I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm already following you, all of you out there tuning in or going to tune in or were
Yeah.
tuned in and going to tune back in. Follow this man. Pay attention to what he got going on. There's a lot of stuff popping off. You
Yes.
want to stay connected. You tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. You want to stay connected.
Yeah.
Follow all of these guests. Follow them. Follow him. Follow
Mm.
all the following.
Yes. 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 Yes.
I'm really juiced about this. I just have so many thoughts flowing through my head. I don't even know if I have any more questions. I just like talking to you.
Hey, that's me. See, it's weird when I get interviewed because at first I'm like, damn. Now people are starting to interview me, and I'm like, no, I'm usually the opposite person asking the questions because I get so intrigued, especially when I'm a fan of their work, and I just want to know, like, how'd you do this or do this? And then when I get interviewed, I'm like, oh shit, I can talk about myself, like, oh wow,
Right.
like, yeah,
You. So since I've started this, there have been people, well, when are you going to interview yourself? You're a black owned business. When are you going to that and the other? And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Just kind of like, I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Like, I'll interview you on your own where they at Wednesday. I'm like, yeah, I'll just find other guests. I'm just want to share people.
yeah,
But I think it is something that I will need to do
definitely.
because um, there are some things that I'm working on as well.
Hmm.
And like I always tell my guests, one of the biggest differences between big companies and little companies is people know where to find the big companies.
Hmm.
So it's our responsibility to share each other. So I'm going to have to get over that and
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll get there. It's okay. It'll feel weird at first when you talk to people and you gotta, because sometimes I'm like, I don't like talking about myself. Like, this isn't
Right.
about me. Like, this is about you. But then I'm like, okay, well, people do want to hear where you come from. And if you can say one inspiring thing or one good piece of knowledge that they can take away from it, then like, that's a win. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So what made you want to move to Vegas?
It was a job opportunity, actually, an employment opportunity that I got to be in the tech industry. So I'm
Mhm.
always just looking to network and try new adventures. When I moved back to the Bay, it wasn't a it wasn't a permanent thing, but I wanted
Mhm.
to make the most out of it. So I was there for like 2 years. After coming from LA, I was in LA for almost a decade, and I did. I made the most of it. I made a lot of great connections and a
Mhm.
lot of dope interviews, and that kind of helped me out. And I've always wanted to move out of state, uh,
Mhm.
but Vegas was like the last place I ever saw myself being. But I was like, hey, I'm gonna make the most out of it. We'll see how it goes. It's been cold so far, actually. Which I was like, wow, this is a different type of winter y'all got here. But
It's a desert. It's extreme hot and extreme cold, but
yeah,
since
yeah,
there's like no moisture, it's just like really weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So now I'm yeah, that summer's gonna be brutal like soon. The spring will be fine, but I know the summer is gonna probably change my life. But I'm just looking to connect with people out here now. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously real big entertainment community.
Mhm.
A lot of a lot of musicians and athletes come here. We just had the Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl, and it's
Might
always
be some good real estate connections too, though.
definitely. I've always been one. I've always That's something I've always wanted to interview a real estate agent and showcase me the steps of what it is. And I know the real estate out here is pretty crazy. It's actually getting more expensive because more people are starting to
Yeah.
move out here.
Mhm.
So I'm looking to connect with a lot of like-minded individuals, a lot of entrepreneurs and businessmen, women, and see where it takes me, because you never know. Like, that one
Yeah.
person you meet could change your life.
The good thing about you and your platform and the way it's all set up is you can be anywhere and talk to anyone who is anywhere as
Yeah,
long as you line up the timing. So that's a beautiful thing. That's one of the perks of this digital age, is that it
yeah,
allows you to connect people from different places and connect with people in different places all at the same time. So that's a beautiful thing. You and I are in two different locations right now. If we had to meet up, that would have been like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
you know.
definitely.
But I'm glad that you were back in the Bay Area because I wouldn't have met you.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a interesting time. Obviously, with the pandemic, that was hard because it was hard to meet a lot of people, and
Yeah.
and not get sick. And half the episodes I'm like giving people elbow daps, and we got our mask on, but we always maintained a safe distance and everything like that. But I connected with a lot of dope people, a lot of dope people that I never thought I'd ever meet. And I know these are connections that most of them should last a lifetime. So
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for that.
Yes. Well, I'm grateful to have you as a part of my network as well. Um,
Yeah.
I'm glad that I decided to come over and interrupt you all's conversation at the
Yeah, I met some dope people there. It's all good though. But yeah, that was a dope expo. Learned a lot of valuable information there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
there were
stuff like
some
that.
good
I
things.
love
Like,
networking. Yeah.
do you have you been able to tap into any networking events out where you are now in Vegas?
Not yet, but I know there's always conventions and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be on it. It's just I've been here for a few months already,
Are
and
you settled
yeah,
in?
so I'm just still getting settled in, learning layout of the land and everything. I don't even live. A lot of them are basically always on the strip, so I'm not
Hmm.
like too far from there. But yeah, it's always going to be stuff. So I'm just trying to get tapped in with the right people and just be like,
Yeah.
okay, this is where I need to go. Where are the places off the strip that I need to go, which I've kind of
Yeah.
already found and stuff like that. And that's the place where off the strip, the locals. That's where So
That's where it's at.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Because
that,
in the strip, it's like, it's a downtown. You get the tourists, you get the visitors, you don't get a real you know, all the stuff that's really there. Anytime I go somewhere, I want to know where the locals are, what they do, where they're going, what's really going on in the area.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
definitely. It's an interesting place because yeah, the strip is just you go there, you meet people from all over the world, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, they may just be there for a day or two, and then you'll maybe never see them again. But you
Mhm.
know, off the strip is it's a whole communities and everything, and just little hidden gems, and so that's where I like to go and everything like that. So it's a lot of people from all over the place, even off the strip. A lot of people,
Yeah.
a lot of transplants. So
Of course, just like the Bay Area, like
yeah,
California in general, like most
yeah.
of the people here are not from here. But I'm excited for your new season. It's a lot of newness popping off
Hmm.
in our lives. It's kind of like a corporate energy that we're all experiencing, some new something, a new
Yeah.
state of mind, a new location, a new opportunity, a new level of something. And so I'm really juiced about this for you. I'm
Yeah.
definitely staying in contact. I'm really happy that you've been a part of that you're now a part of my network. Oh, look, speaking of worldwide, my friend Mike is on here from London. I met him about 5 years ago in Jamaica.
Oh, really? Yeah, I see. Drop it. Yeah, we'll connect definitely. Send me his info if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Send me everybody. Yeah,
Everybody.
yeah. Send me
And all of
everybody in the. Yeah, yeah.
make sure you follow Can't Be Trusted Podcast here on Instagram, on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, on all the stuff. His link tree is in the bio. So you can clickety click. You can
Yep. Send
listen.
me an email. CBT at Gmail. CBT podcast at gmail.com. And yeah,
cbtpodcast@gmail.com. I'm going to have to put that in the thing. CBT Podcast.
at gmail.com. Yeah, that's my email. Or you can just DM me. We can chop it up there. And yeah,
Yeah. Let's do it. We
yeah.
out here connecting the
We
world.
out here. We out here. It ain't stopping anytime soon.
No, not even close.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I appreciate you. Thank you again for being on Where They At Wednesday. And now these people, they know where you at.
They
So
know
we're
where I'm
looking
at. I was hiding, but you know, I had to pop
for
out. So you know what I'm saying? That's all good.
you were hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Hiding in plain sight. But I appreciate you. Thank you again for being a guest.
No
Uh,
problem. Anytime. Anytime.
you guys stay following Can't Be Trusted Podcast. Keep following me for more Where They At Wednesday and all things GoGo Glam. Love you so much. Bye.
See you.